saving your marriage after your husband cheats? Today, I'm going to walk you through mistakes to avoid at all cost if you want your marriage to survive after infidelity. I'm Soraya Bastian, and you are watching Beyond Breath TV, the place to be to overcome your husband's infidelity and create a beautiful marriage. The three biggest mistakes I see women making after discovering their husband has been unfaithful are: 1, trying to change for him. 2, showing up as half the person you really are in hopes he'll continue to pick you. And 3, trying to fix him. For the first 2 years after I experienced infidelity in my marriage, I put all my attention and effort into fixing our marriage for him. I thought if I could just learn enough to teach him how to change, it would fix our relationship. I researched and booked couples therapy in hopes it would create a breakthrough for him. I read books and highlighted sections for him to read. I kept trying to fix him, but it wasn't working, which just made me feel more lost and upset. And the worst part was, while I was trying so hard to make it easy for him to change, I also did all the things I thought I needed to do to fix our marriage. I was obsessed with becoming the perfect wife for him. As much as I wanted him to check all the boxes for me, I also wanted to check all the boxes for him. I wore lingerie and waited on the bed for him. I made dinner every single night and even woke up early to make sure he had breakfast for his early mornings. I left love notes in his pack before he would fly out of town. I did his laundry, cleaned the house, put on a fake smile, and I thought I could act my way out of the nightmare I was living internally. I couldn't sleep. I would break down crying the minute I was alone. I was scared I wasn't enough, and so I slowly started living just for him instead of myself. If you're in this position too, I want you to know you're not alone, and this is a natural process to go through after infidelity. But here's something I wish someone told me back when I was struggling through this dark period in my life. You can't fix your husband. And when you focus all your energy on fixing him or being who you think he wants you to be, you lose touch with what connected the two of you in the first place. You end up feeling like you're playing a role in somebody else's movie instead of having a genuine marriage where you feel confident and loved and are yourself. Once I had the realization that I was creating a fake marriage out of fear of seeing the truth, I knew I needed a different approach. So I got to work facing the truths I was running away from for so long. I started focusing on what I really wanted in my marriage and what it would take for me to feel okay and confident in myself, even if my marriage didn't work out. Instead of focusing on saving my marriage, I started focusing on saving myself. And this process changed everything for me. Here's the first step I took, which will help you speed up the recovery process in a healthy way and allow you to rebuild your marriage from a place of strength instead of fear. The first step is to release the emotional trauma from your body so that you are no longer easily triggered or living in a constant state of fear and anxiety. Emotional trauma has the same effect on us as a long-term traumatic brain injury. And yet traditional therapy and healing methods do nothing to address this vital piece of the healing puzzle. Here are a few signs emotional trauma is still living in your body, controlling your actions and mood, and preventing you from truly healing your marriage. You feel happy one minute, and then a certain song comes on, or a scene in a movie you're watching randomly triggers you, and you feel anger and resentment welling up in your body toward your husband, even though in that moment he has done nothing to provoke you. Or you hear his phone ping and it gives you instant anxiety, where you either lash out at him about it or let your mind quietly spiral out of control, thinking about who is texting him. Either way, he's sleeping on the couch again that night without knowing what he did wrong. Or maybe you've become obsessed with snooping and trying to catch him in the act again. You're barely present anymore because you're constantly thinking about where you're going to snoop next, and you just wait for that moment he steps away from his phone. But if you're honest, the snooping never makes you actually feel better or trust your husband more, because even if you find zero evidence he's still being unfaithful, you just think he's getting better at covering his tracks. And so the obsession continues, where you feel like you just need to get even better with your detective skills. You can waste hours each day stuck in this trap. You could also have constant ruminating thoughts that are disrupting your sleep, your work, your relationships with your kids, and the list goes on from here. No matter how much you try to distract yourself, you just can't control the thoughts and triggers. They've kind of hijacked your life. These are all symptoms of emotional trauma and the toll it takes on your mind and body. I personally experienced all these things, and until I learned how to release the trauma cells from my nervous system, I experienced these same things over and over again. Once I took this vital step in my healing journey, I started noticing a dramatic difference in my levels of stress and anxiety, and I had a new sense of calm confidence that I hadn't felt in years. I know it's not fair that he's the one that cheated and now you're the one picking up the pieces, but you've already been through enough. Now that you know there's a more effective and faster way to heal from this, suffering doesn't have to be your story any longer. Make a point to put yourself first and explore new methods that will help you heal emotional trauma. I promise it will feel like a huge weight has been lifted from your chest, where you can finally breathe and sleep through the night again feeling safe. If you'd like more info on the specific methods I used to heal emotional trauma after infidelity, check out my free masterclass below, where I outline the full process. And if you liked this video, be sure to check out the training I did called Setting Boundaries After He Cheated.